Closing the Gap podcast is produced by the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas and is supported by the association, sponsors, and advertising. Information discussed in this podcast is intended for general informational purposes only and does not constitute direct medical advice or solicitation for recruitment abroad. Discussions are aimed at informing and engaging listeners and should not replace professional medical consultations. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider for medical advice specific to your situation. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Closing the Gap podcast, brought to you by the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas, also known as ANPA. My name is Dr. Agua, emergency medicine physician in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'll be your host for today. Before we get started on our show today, we would like to share a brief excerpt from an interview with one of our ANPA members about why they joined ANPA. Let's take a listen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Ifi Amidi, and I'm actually a proud graduate from a Nigerian medical school. I would like for you to understand why I joined ANPA. ANPA gave me the opportunity of collaborating with people who think like me, both come from the same kind of backgrounds like me. One of the great things that I love about ANPA is giving back to the underserved. Being in ANPA has given me the opportunity of attending medical missions, giving back to the community, promoting education and health in underserved communities, and it gives me a whole lot of joy to be able to do that. I encourage you to join ANPA. There's a lot that you get out of it. You can network with a lot of people and, you can give back. Thank you. Please join them.
ANPA, the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas, represent the professional interests of over 5,000 physicians, dentists, and allied health professionals of Nigerian birth, ethnicity, or empathy in the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean. If you are a physician based in the United States, we encourage you to consider joining our association. To find out more about who we are and what we do, please visit our website at www.anpa.org. Before introducing our guest for today, we would like to kick things off with a trivia question. If you know the answer to the question, leave us a comment on social media with your answer. The answer to this week's trivia questions will be shared at the end of the podcast. This professional footballer is famous for his skills as a defender and for his vibrant, often unconventional hairstyles. Hence, he was a key member of the 1996 gold medal winning Nigerian team. Stay tuned to the show for the answer to this trivia question. The goal of the ANPA Closing the Gap podcast is to share the stories of physicians and healthcare workers in Nigeria and the United States of America and how they're helping close the gaps in provision of healthcare services to people in need of them. Today on our show, we have the Honorable ANPA President, Dr. Cliff Eke, with us. You're welcome to the Closing the Gap podcast, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chagoa. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. So, Dr. Eke, to start off with our interview today, we wanted to hear about your story leading to becoming the ANPA president.
Okay. It's a long story, but I'll make it brief. I was born in Nigeria, went to high school in Nigeria. Actually left at the age of 17, right after high school. Came here, freshman, Baylor University in Texas. Finished. Wasn't easy. This was in the 80s. No mentors. But I wanted to be a physician because growing up, there was no physician in my village. And really, the first time I saw a physician was in high school when I went to boarding school. For our physicals and things like that, but I saw the need. And then I came as an F1 student, so to get into medical school here is almost impossible. Coupled with the fact of finances, who will pay for it? My parents were ministers, Back then, ministers were very poor, you know. It's not this get rich preaching we see these days. Anyway, but by God's grace and perseverance and hard work, I was able to eventually get into medical school and finished at Loma Linda University in California. Decided to do surgery, general surgery. So I thought I could give me a platform to practice not just medicine, but surgical aspect. And then after that, I did a fellowship in general thoracic surgery. Interestingly, during my internship is when Dr. Choi Merowa, one of the founders of ANPA, saw me in a general hospital here in Riverside, California, and told me about ANPA. As a resident, I attended some meetings, but not very active. But once I finished, I joined my Southern California chapter. And then through that, eventually became the chair of medical mission committee in 2015. And we reinvigorated that outreach of AMPA and served in other capacities, then becoming a treasurer, a national treasurer, and then, of course, running for the president-elect. And here we are.
Wow, thank you for sharing that story. This actually helps because a lot of our listeners are actually upcoming residents, and so it's good to hear your journey. Uh, in the process of becoming a physician and also becoming the president of AMPA.
Thank you.
So, with that said, I wanted to find out what plans do you have for celebration of AMPA next year? AMPA is going to be celebrating 30th year.
Wow. Exciting moment for AMPA. Really excited. AMPA is one of the few organizations of Nigerian origin that stuck around this long. So we need to celebrate this actively. So first of all, before I took over, when I was president-elect, I started thinking what we should do to really honor this moment. And I proposed to the ESCO and to the board then that it would be worthwhile to celebrate this event in the motherland or fatherland, depends how you look at it, which is Nigeria. So normally, as you know, I mentioned our medical mission, which we called it AMPA Week, which involves education, service through medical mission, and healthcare advocacy. And we go there every year to do it. So we thought we'd celebrate the 30th anniversary in Nigeria. But now we're going to do something AMPA has never done. We're doing basically three things. One is the AMPA Week, which I just mentioned, followed immediately by our annual scientific convention. And then at the end of the convention, it will be the annual gala celebration or the 30th anniversary party. And the dates are April 4 to 9 for the AMPA week, then April 10 to 12, this is 2025, obviously, for the convention. And then the 12th night is the gala or 30th birthday celebration.
Oh, wow. And all of this is going to be taking place in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, all this will be taking place in Lagos, Nigeria. The service part of the AMPA week, we are collaborating with our colleagues there. The Lagos state government is on board. The medical centers will be Luth, as well as FMC Ebutemeta and Indo Eye Clinic, also there, along with some other local collaborators, including some Obas of Lagos. And then after that, we move to the island. So the mission will be in the mainland. And the mission will also involve a lot of capacity training and skills transfer. So our local colleagues, can share knowledge and skills, and they can continue even in our absence. After that, on the 9th, we have some cultural exchange planned to our volunteers, some of whom are non-Nigerians that are coming to serve. We can show them the Nigeria culture. Then we have a welcome reception for the convention. And then the convention starts in Eco Hotel from April 10 to 12 in Lagos.
Dr. Okay, it looks like you're going to be really busy for the next few months, it sounds like, with all this festivities
Yeah,
that
and
you
you
got
too.
planned.
It's not
Me
just me,
too.
you too, all of
Yes,
us.
well,
It's
all of
all hands
us.
on deck.
Hands on deck. You're right. Yes, you're very, very right. So, I wanted to also, you actually, led into some of the AMPA week, and the volunteer, experience. So, for our listeners who may be interested in volunteering or supporting or sponsoring our organization, how do you think they can do so, and in what capacity?
Okay, good question. And people, not everybody has to go, obviously. Those that want to go and actually participate physically, including physicians, students, residents, nurses, allied health professionals. We have a link to sign up, and we've actually signed up a whole bunch. The interest was so popular for Lagos. We had over 360 interested volunteers that wanted to go, but eventually we had to trim it down. Now we have about 125, 130, which is more manageable. So people have signed up. But if you didn't sign up to go, you can also support us. Well, first, also prayers and good well wishes. That's always helpful. Then you can also donate toward the cause and our programs at treasurer at ampa.org is a Zelle link. Also, you can go to ampa.org and there's a link to the medical mission or AMPA week where then it can take you to where you can pay using credit cards or other forms of payment. And we need all this because, like I said, it's going to be a heavy lift doing all these activities in Nigeria. Besides the AMPA week, the convention we've discounted. Normally when we do a convention here in the US, we charge anywhere up to $400 or more because we're getting CMEs and we're paying for hotels and things like that. But in Nigeria, we've discounted it so much down to $50 to $100 only to make it affordable so that our colleagues in Nigeria can actually attend and we can all benefit from it. And really, it's a wonderful thing. And I can talk about the theme and other things in going forward. But yeah, people can support either in person, going, as I said, or financially by going through the links that I've already mentioned.
Yes. I just wanted to say thank you for saying that. And yes, AMPA is a nonprofit organization. We function by volunteers and support from, viewers and listeners such as myself and the, ample professionals, medical professionals all over the world. So please, we would like your support, whichever way you are able to support us. And then I just wanted to wrap up with you, Dr. Eke, by asking you where you think AMPA would be going in the next, where do you see AMPA going in the next 5 years?
Oh, excellent question. And if you remember when I took over this past June, my vision really is very summarized, but I'll mention a few of them. One is what I call people's value and respect. That's the first one, which is where we have to value our members and improve our membership experience and show them the value in joining AMPA, which are numerous. And then at the same time, my goal is to grow AMPA to at least 1,000 members by my first year as president, and by 3,000, hopefully by the time I leave. This is a very lofty goal. And the reason I say that is as Nigerian physicians or Nigerian heritage physicians in this country, we're almost 10,000 strong. But AMPA membership has been hovering about 600, maybe 700 at the most, and usually during election times when people come to vote. So I want to change that paradigm and reach out to those that we've not been able to reach out to. And because the more people we can get, the more we can then achieve our goals of a healthier Nigeria and America in a healthier world. And this is our vision. It's not just about Nigeria alone. We also serve the local communities we live in. through our local chapters activities, health fair, education, food drive, Thanksgiving, all things like that to support our communities here. So that's what I'm hoping that in the next 2 to 3 years, we would have grown in membership. Then that will help to support our programs also. We have several programs, as you're aware of. I've mentioned some of them, helping babies survive, BLS, ACLS, Stop the Bleed program, chronic kidney disease, to mention a few. So, and these are things we use to train people and do capacity building, especially back home. Where, here we take granted people, my son, for example, is only 16, but in high school, he knows how to do BLS because they are taught. But in Nigeria, it's not so common. So we're trying to implement such programs and advocate for them so our people can be more informed and our healthcare can gradually continue to improve. Then, so another goal I'm hoping is for us to establish meaningful partnerships and also be able to get grants. That way, we don't rely on membership dues to sponsor these of our programs, and also tasking our volunteers not just physically but financially, as you know. Then finally, we've hired a world-class AMC certified membership association management, Elevanta, which just happened as I took over. And we're hoping with time now they can establish processes and help us stay focused so we can then take advantage of the generous giving environment and philanthropy in this country. And that will help to fuel our vision of a healthier Nigeria and America in a healthier world.
Wow. Thank you so much for all that. That's a lot of things to accomplish in the future. I just wanted to say thank you for your time today. And listeners, this is Dr. Cliff Eke, ANPA President.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chagowa, for what you do. Even this podcast you're doing, you're also donating your time to ANPA. And we need more people like you. And our listeners, please, if you know any Nigerian doctors, or even that are born here, which is next, that's the future of ANPA, is the next generation. We want you to come where you meet people like us, you network with colleagues, you have discounts to CME events, and you have other discounts in businesses, startups, flights, etc. Of course, opportunity to become a leader and also volunteer in several aspects, both here and in Nigeria, as I've mentioned. So please spread the word. We want ANPA to become more known and want more people to join. Thanks to you and the producers for what you do also.
Sure. And Dr. Eke, please go ahead and wish our listeners, wonderful Christmas and happy holidays.
Oh, yes.
Please.
It's my honor and pleasure to wish everyone that's listening Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whatever religion you celebrate at the festivities. Please enjoy it. It's a time of giving because we've been blessed with so much in our lives. We have these challenges and difficulties, but let's count our blessings one by one. Then we'll realize how blessed we are to be around and breathing and hearing my voice today. So happy holidays, everyone, and God bless you.
Happy holidays, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
At this point, we will be taking a short break. Please stay tuned.
Have you ever considered plastic surgery? Do you have poor self-image or body pain due to excessive skin or fat? Do you consider professional cosmetic plastic surgery provided by Abuja Plastics? Besides concealing aesthetic physical flaws, cosmetic surgery has several physical and mental health benefits, including increasing one's self-worth, self-esteem, and overall quality of life. At Abuja Plastics, we specialize in facial rejuvenation, breast enhancements, and other contouring procedures such as liposuction, tummy tucks, fat transfers, and mommy and daddy makeovers. Our office is located at 2768 Kofo Abayami Street, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. Visit us online today at www.abujaplastics.com or email us at info@abujaplastics.com. ANPA Closing the Gap podcast listeners can get 5% discount on surgery fees and 10% off spa services when they mention the Closing the Gap podcast. Get your nip and tuck today at Abuja Plastics. M&G Etome Foundation provides skills acquisition programs, graduate HSE programs, and community sports and recreation programs for impoverished youth in the Port Harcourt area of the Niger Delta in Nigeria. Our goal is to break the harsh cycle of poverty in these rural areas of Nigeria by teaching the value of self-empowerment and improvement through our various programs and activities. To find out more about what we do at M&GE Etome Foundation, visit our website at www.mgesolutions.org. We also welcome your donations, support, and sponsorship offerings. Together, we can facilitate positive change and programs for sustaining development of youth in the Niger Delta community.
Before wrapping up our show for today, here's the answer to today's trivia question. This professional footballer is famous for his skills as a defender and for his vibrant, often unconventional hairstyles. Hint, he was a key member of the 1996 gold medal winning Nigerian team. Answer, Taribo West. West was a member of the Flying Eagles at the 1993 African Youth Championship. He then went on to earn 42 full international caps for Nigeria. Thank you for staying with us till the end of this show today. This has been the Closing the Gap podcast, brought to you by ANPA, the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms. Just search for ANPA National and you will find us everywhere. If you've enjoyed this podcast, we encourage you to consider donating towards one of our upcoming medical missions, partnering us, or volunteering. You can also sponsor this podcast or submit an advert placement request. To do any of these, visit the ANPA website at www.ampa.org or send us an email at info@ampa.org. Finally, remember to join us next week for another episode of the Closing Gap podcast. My name is Dr. Uche Agoa, emergency medicine physician from Atlanta, Georgia, and it's been a pleasure being your host today. Till next time, stay healthy and goodbye.